Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're breaking down the incredible system one developer used to go from a single failed pet project to a massively profitable portfolio of tiny apps. So what if you could make 10 grand a month from 28 tiny ideas? And what if you could build an entire app in just a couple of hours? Look, this isn't some crazy dream. We are going to deconstruct the exact playbook a developer named Max used to do, well, exactly that. And it completely turns conventional wisdom on its head. Yep, $10,000 per month. That's the actual monthly recurring revenue Max is generating from his portfolio of apps. And you know the craziest part? He built this entire thing in just 8 months, all while holding down a full-time job. Wild, right? Okay, so how on earth did he pull this off? Well, it all started when he decided to completely abandon a path that, let's be honest, so many of us get stuck on. You know, that frustrating dead-end road. So for years, Max was stuck in what you see on the left, the old way, right? He poured years into one single pet project, and it went absolutely nowhere, zero growth. The breakthrough came when he just flipped the script entirely. He adopted this new philosophy: build super simple single-feature apps. Ship it, forget about it, and just move on to the next one. It's all about making a portfolio of tiny bets instead of one giant one. And this chart, it just brilliantly illustrates the power of that strategy. This is the 80-20 rule in practice, like textbook perfect. Out of all 28 apps he launched, the vast majority of his income, a full 80%, comes from just 4 of them. The other 24, they just chip in a little bit. It's such a powerful lesson. You don't need every single idea to be a massive home run. But here's the crucial point. This isn't just random luck. This isn't about throwing spaghetti at the wall and seeing what sticks. It's the result of a really smart, data-driven system that Max uses to find ideas that have a super high probability of actually making money right from the get-go. And it all starts with finding the right keyword. I mean, think about it. When you or I have a problem, what do? We pull out our phone, open the App Store, and we literally type our problem into the search bar. Max's whole process is built around finding those valuable search terms first before a single line of code is written. And check this out. These are his non-negotiable rules. He only, and I mean only, pursues ideas where the data is practically screaming that there's an opportunity. He's looking for a keyword with at least 20% popularity, a difficulty sweet spot between 60 and 70%. And this is the big one: competitors who are already making at least $100 a month. Why? Because that proves people are already willing to pay for a solution. Okay, so finding a validated idea is one half of the puzzle. But the real magic, the thing that makes this whole system work, is the insane execution speed. 2 hours from the idea popping into his head to hitting submit for review. And no, that is not an exaggeration. It's the result of a super optimized, repeatable process that, honestly, anyone can learn from. So how does he do it? Well, he systemizes everything. First, he uses AI like ChatGPT or Gemini to map out the entire implementation plan. Then, he reuses pre-built UI components. We're talking setting screens, paywalls, the whole deal. He even copies and pastes up to 90% of the code from his previous apps. And then AI generates all the boring stuff like app descriptions. He is laser-focused on one thing and one thing only: the single core feature. No fluff, no wasted time. All right, now for the part that's going to feel kind of weird for most developers. His post-launch strategy is completely counterintuitive. Instead of obsessing over every little detail and polishing his creation, Max does the exact opposite. So the moment an app goes live, he just lets it go. He completely moves on to the next idea. See, the App Store gives every new app an initial visibility boost. He just lets that happen, and then he waits. He lets the real-world market data, not his own gut feeling, decide which apps are the winners worth coming back to, and which ones are the losers he can just forget about. Okay, so at this point, you're probably thinking, an empire of 28 apps? That must cost an absolute fortune to run, right? Well, you'd be wrong. This entire operation runs on a surprisingly simple and incredibly low-cost set of tools. And here it is. This is the entire stack. He uses Flutter for development, Firebase for the backend, a few key AI and ASO, that's App Store optimization tools. And here's the kicker. Many of them have super generous free tiers. It's a total masterclass in building lean. And the financials, well, they're just stunning. His entire operation, all 28 apps, cost less than $300 a month to maintain. Let that sink in. A cost of under $300, against $10,000 in monthly revenue. The profit margin is just absolutely incredible. So what this all boils down to is that this isn't just some one-off lightning in a bottle success story. Max's entire process can be summarized into a really clear, repeatable playbook that honestly, anyone could follow. And here it is, the whole system from start to finish. Step 1, find strong keywords to validate that there's a paying market first. Step 2, define one single core feature. Step 3, plan it out fast with AI. 4, build a super lean MVP and ship it quickly. 5, release it and move on. Let the data do the work. And finally, step 6, come back later and double down only on the apps that show real organic traction. It's a rinse and repeat framework. And that really is the ultimate takeaway from Max's entire journey. Don't waste your time polishing something to perfection. Just get it ready, make sure it's bug-free, with one single feature, and ship it. Let the users tell you what they think. So the question this leaves us with is a pretty powerful one, right? What could you build and ship this week if you weren't afraid to let it be simple?